Let's quickly get you the latest that's coming in from Rajdeep Sardesai. We're bringing you highlights of that world exclusive interview with Lalit Modi that Rajdeep Sardesai, a consulting editor, has just done. Lalit Modi says, I challenge the Enforcement Directorate to prove a single charge against me. On his relationship with Sushma Swaraj's family, he says the Swaraj have been our family friends for over 2 decades now. Swaraj Kaushal has appeared pro bono for me in all legal cases. He's also alleging that Rupert Murdoch is behind the Sunday Times leak about Sushma Swaraj and Vasundhara Raje. On Vasundhara Raje, he says that she did give a written statement in his support for UK residency. Vasundhara Raje, he says, is a close family friend and that she'd even accompanied his wife to Portugal when she went there for her treatment. And Javed, this will be extremely damaging as far as Vasundhara Raje is concerned. While she denies giving any document in writing, Lalit Modi himself says that she did give a statement.
Well, absolutely. This is bad news. Bad news for Vasundhara Raje, bad news for the BJP in general. Vasundhara Raje has been one of their, performing chief ministers, and now they have several questions to answer. Here is a person who's wanted by law, who's telling you on record, who's pressing ahead with his allegation that indeed she did sign those documents. And not only did she sign those documents, she even traveled all the way to Portugal when his wife was being operated upon.
And while Vasundhara Raje is not denying the fact that they're very close family friends, what remains extremely significant, Shobha Oza, at this point of time, is that statement that I'm giving a recommendation, but it should not be revealed to Government of India. I'll come to Shobha Oza in a moment, but I want to quickly bring in Rajdeep Sardesai, a consulting editor, who joins us with more explosive details. Rajdeep, take it away.
Well, at the moment when I asked him specifically on Vasundhara Raje, Lalit Modi made it very clear he and Vasundhara Raje have enjoyed a long relationship for several years, going back to 2 decades at least, and says that Vasundhara Raje not only was ready to, not only signed the witness documents for his residency certificate, she also escorted his wife to Portugal for her cancer treatment in 2012 and 13. He says that Vasundhara did not eventually appear in the court as a witness, and therefore it has not, her statement has not been taken on record, but she was more than willing, along with others who include prominent editors, senior lawyers, as well as other friends of Mr. Modi who were ready to appear as witnesses for his residency certificate. This was in 2011, and he says that this is a relationship that is purely based on friendship that has gone for years. There is no political angle to it.
But Rajdeep, that is extremely significant. Lalit Modi is going on record to say that Vasundhara Raje indeed signed the witness statement. She indeed signed the statement, because Vasundhara Raje completely denies it in India.
Well, the fact is that while she did sign the witness statement, she did not eventually appear in court, and therefore it has not been taken among the on-record witnesses. Mr. Modi claims that at the time there was no lookout notice for him. He therefore was not an absconder or fugitive, and therefore what Ms. Raje was doing was purely in her capacity as a friend. It had nothing to do with her being the leader of the opposition in the Rajasthan Assembly. That's the defense that he's offering. He says that therefore it would be unfair to suggest that Vasundhara Raje went out of her way to help him. She was there principally as a friend, and it's a friendship that has gone for several years and has never been hidden by both sides.
Okay, but Rajdeep, what will also be very damaging for the Rajasthan Chief Minister is this point 1 in this statement, that I make this statement in support of any immigration application that Lalit Modi makes, but do so on the strict condition that my assistance will not become known to the Indian authorities. And if Lalit Modi stands by his statement, this becomes extremely damaging for Vasundhara Raje.
Well, we have to see how what explanation Vasundhara Raje has. From what I gather, Vasundhara Raje has issued a flat denial saying that she did not sign any such statement. So that is her defense. Mr. Modi says yes, he did approach her and that she did sign a document agreeing to be a witness, but the document was not taken, as I said, on record because she didn't appear in court. So it's now, in a sense, his word versus hers. on this matter. She will obviously claim that this document, therefore, which has been provided, perhaps is a fabricated document. But I think Mr. Modi's legal team has itself made it clear that Vasundhara was very much.
Okay, Rajdeep, take us through the other highlights of your interaction, with your long and extensive interaction with Lalit Modi.
The fact that Mr. Modi, who's here with me, says that there is no question of it being a fabricated document at any stage, because there is a signed document, and it was sent by through his legal team. So it's a signed document. It's not a fabricated document that she had appeared as a witness. And as I said, it was to be produced before the UK courts, and it was filed in UK court. Eventually, of course, the fact, as he says, is that she did not personally appear before the courts, but that the relationship extended to the point where, as I said, she even accompanied his wife for her cancer treatment to Portugal. So the proximity of the relationship, both in the context of Vasundhara and Sushma Swaraj, because when I asked him about Sushma Swaraj, he has said that Sushma Swaraj's husband was doing pro bono work for him for 20 years, and that the family relationship stretches back more than 2 decades. So therefore, even Sushma Swaraj was doing something in her personal capacity, not in her political capacity, as a friend of the family. Now, you can read whatever you want into that.
Okay. Now, as far as this entire controversy is being made out, does he concede that there is clear conflict of interest as far as Sushma Swaraj going out of her way to him is concerned? And does he intend to come back to India now to face trial?
He completely denies the idea of a conflict of interest, saying this is a personal relationship and that he has been pushing for his travel documents for over 4 years, and therefore Sushma Swaraj was only righting a wrong which he claims the UPA government had committed towards him by denying him the right to travel, even though there was no formal charge sheet against him. On the question of coming back to India, he makes it clear he cannot come back to India so long as what he claims are his security concerns. He says those concerns have still not been met. Therefore, he cannot come back to India, but he's available to any authority who wants to question him in England. The irony is that we've done this interview by the banks of the Adriatic Sea, or by the Adriatic Sea coastline in Montenegro, of all places, Gaurav. This is where Lalit Modi is far away from the noise and controversy and relaxing with his family and is enjoying an extended holiday. So it seems almost as if he's oblivious to the noise around him, even though he's constantly on mail with his lawyers at the moment, even as we speak. That and that interview will be on air with you in about half an hour or so. We're sending it from a part of the world where I can tell you internet connectivity is rather poor.
Okay, Rajdeep, for the moment I'm letting you go, but this remains our top focus story here on India Today. A quick break. We'll be back with much more on this big story. Keep watching India Today. India Today brings you the real newsmaker of the week. No spokespersons, no perspectives. Let's get you the highlights from that Lalit Modi world exclusive, where Lalit Modi says, I challenge the Enforcement Directorate to prove a single charge against me. On the relationship with Sushma Swaraj's family, he says the Swarajs have been family friends for over 20 years. Swaraj Kaushal has appeared pro bono for me in all legal cases for the past 20 years. It's Rupert Murdoch who's behind the Sunday Times leak about Sushma. He also says that Vasundhara Raje gave a written statement in his support for the UK residency. Vasundhara Raje is a close family friend and had even accompanied his wife to Portugal. Vasundhara Raje had accompanied my wife during her treatment in Portugal, says Lalit Modi. Rajdeep Sardesai now joins me with the latest on this big story, and this gets even more explosive because there are other names that Lalit Modi is talking about. It's not just Sushma Swaraj, it's not just Vasundhara Raje, and it isn't just limited to one political party. There's lots more on this, and this Javed, as more names tumble out of that interview, will affect a cross-section of political parties and personalities.
Yes, absolutely. His affiliations, linkages with Lalit Modi are going to singe a lot of big names, lot of big players, not just in the BJP, but even outside.
And this isn't restricted just to the Bharatiya Janata Party. It isn't just restricted to either Sushma Swaraj or Vasundhara Raje. In a minute, Rajdeep Sardesai will join us and tell us the other names, the other political parties. Was it just Vasundhara Raje who was giving a statement, who was allegedly giving a statement in support of Lalit Modi, or were there other politicians from other political parties also who were involved in this, who were actively helping Lalit Modi? Was it just Sushma Swaraj? Were there people from the Congress party? Were there people from other political parties? Rajdeep will join us in just a moment, and we'll then tell you names of other politicians whose names are going to tumble out of that closet. And Javed, that will actually weaken a lot of attack that's coming Sushma Swaraj's way or Vasundhara Raje's way, because the moment other politicians are named, other parties will then have to look within.
Yeah, but the names that are being mentioned are of people who are now in the opposition. Whereas here there is a minister. The charge against the minister is impropriety, misuse of office. Whereas these people are in the opposition. So what misuse? You know, obviously...
When they were helping, they were a part of the government. Or is this so incestuous? Whether you're in the government or you're in the opposition, you're all a part of that same muck that is there that needs to be cleaned up.
You know, Mr. Lalit Modi is a man of great means. And he has friends not just in one party but across political parties. There were a lot of people who would like to be seen in his company when he was the czar of Indian cricket of IPL. He's today fallen on bad times, but you know, when things go bad and when it all starts tumbling out of the cupboard, then a lot of people get singed.
Okay, before I get to Rajdeep Sardesai in just a moment, let's listen in to Vasundhara Raje's clarification that's coming.
Of course I know the family. I've always known. I've never made any bones about that. But I don't know what documents you people are talking about.
So Vasundhara Raje says, yes, I know the family. I've known the family for long, but she says nothing. She says she knows nothing of this document, this confidentiality notice that is being talked about. She says she has no idea about this. And just a short while back, Lalit Modi told Rajdeep Sardesai that these documents are not fabricated. She signed those documents. Those documents were not submitted. That wasn't required, so she did not appear in court for him. A quick break. Back with much more on this and lots more that's coming up on India Today. Stay with us.
You are watching India Today.